a phone call with my mortgage broker. I'm not even sure if I want to buy many houses.
Claudius, you wouldn't be able to get a mortgage now.
Welcome to a new episode of Property Investing with Claudius Vertesi. This video is a very raw video. It's a live call with my mortgage broker. It's a very long video. It's a very raw video. This is what it's like to speak with a mortgage broker. Now, by watching this video, you will understand all the different factors that are important in getting a mortgage. Let me know below in the comments, down below. Right. And what you think, and what's been your experience with speaking with mortgage brokers before. This week we have viewed many houses, and we'll put in loads of offers, so we'll get quite a few deals probably the next few weeks. So make sure you are subscribed and hit the ring bell. I'll show all the viewings to you guys and all the deals. It's gonna be exciting. Enjoy the video. So basically, I'm just thinking of things I can do the next 12 months to put myself in the best possible position to get the best mortgages, which is basically, you said, get a better credit, get landlord experience. I mean, that's pretty much it. Just those two, right?
Primarily, yeah. So the credit and the experience are your main two things. Of course, the credit won't be a factor if you do what you said and you buy somewhere in cash and then look to refinance it. The credit won't be so much of an issue. And of course, by doing that, you're building up your experience as well. So that to me would seem like the best solution to this problem.
Okay. So is there a difference between me buying it straight with a mortgage and me buying it cash, doing it up, and then getting a mortgage?
There's no difference, no. You would have, as I say, you would have more options if you did it cash and then refinance. You'd have more options in 6 months' time than you would today. Just because, as you say, naturally your missed payments are getting older, your defaults getting older, you're getting more experience, so you're positioned a lot better. So the refinancing option would be a lot better. Your rate would be ever so slightly better as a result of you having more options. So yeah, I'd say that would be the better of the two.
Yeah, okay. So for the landlord experience, do I have to own the property, just simply own it? Or do I have to let it? Is it just the letting?
Yeah, it's the letting.
It's the let, so I have to have a tenant in it.
If it's owned as a rental, and its sole purpose is that of a rental, then it's basically how long you've owned the property as a rental, or how long it's been sort of marketed as a rental.
Okay, so let's say I bought it, it's completing, and I've been marketing it for, let's say, 1 month, and then I get a tenant after that. Does the 1 month marketing without tenant, does that count?
Yes, yeah, it will do.
Okay, that makes sense. So if I was to just find a house next week, so I put the deposit in, I get a mortgage, what sort of rate would be the best to get?
So the rates at the moment, they're largely influenced by your credit position. So you're looking about 4% would be the interest rates we'd be looking at, and that would be on a 2-year fixed product. So a product that has guaranteed payments for a minimum of 2 years. If you wanted to lengthen that period to a period of 5 years of guaranteed payments, you'd be looking about 5.5%, or in and around that area. Okay.
So if I was to refinance that property earlier than the fixed period, so let's say I get the 2-year one, but I wanna refinance after 1 year, do I pay a early redemption penalty?
Yes, you would, yeah. That would be dependent on the lender that we went with. So most lenders will tier it. So, for instance, it might be 2% of the mortgage balance in the first year and then 1% the following year. But yeah, that would be lender specific.
Okay, because for my strategy, I'm always looking to refinance within less than 6 months always. So basically, any properties that I buy, I'm always looking to refinance, add value and then refinance. But you mentioned the only lender who does that is Kent Reliance, which is going to only open up next year, you said.
Well, the Kent Reliance isn't our only option, but if we're talking about doing it now, we've just got so many limitations against us, Claudius. We can't. I wouldn't have any confidence in telling you to go out shopping for a property today or next week, for instance. I wouldn't have any confidence in doing that, in my ability to be able to get you a mortgage at this point. Again, we're talking hypothetically in a year's time. I wouldn't be able to confidently tell you to go out and get a mortgage or provide a mortgage for you within the next year. I couldn't do it without applying for it and trying and just seeing what I can do. I wouldn't be able to confidently say that we can get a mortgage regardless of your circumstances, or regardless of the property, or whether we mortgage it up front or whether we refinance it or anything like that. I couldn't confidently say that we can get a mortgage in the next year or in the next sort of 12 months until the credit file's sorted.
The credit file. Okay, so basically it's the one default, which needs to be 1 year in the past, basically.
Yeah.
And the arrears, what about them?
And the arrears have to be at least 36 months old, so that's August next year.
36 months, that's 3 years.
There's 2 that were registered in 2017, so they expire in August 2020. But you've actually got 1 missed payment in February this year. So yeah, you're right. That won't come off your report until 2022, or it will remain on the report until 2025. It won't not be a problem for another 2 years.
Okay, so in order to build my landlord experience, obviously I need a mortgage this year on a property. Just a single buy-to-let mortgage. Just find a house and just buy it with a mortgage, like buy-to-let.
I might be able to, but for all the reasons that I've told you throughout the call, I can't. It's going to be incredibly difficult, Claudius. I don't know how I can sort of better explain it.
So right now I'm in this position, right, like on position A, and let's say position B would be the position where I can just get a regular, basic, single buy-to-let mortgage. Me being in position A, is there anything I can do like right now to just get a regular mortgage so I can start building my landlord experience?
In short, no. You're asking me the same thing. You're asking me to do the same thing, just in a different way.
Yeah.
The credit is still going to be credit's still a problem. Your age is still a problem, and the lack of lettings experience is still a problem. Now we've got options for a single unit buy to let. But then the problem we face is if you buy it in cash, if you went out and bought a property in cash, there's not many lenders on the open market that will do a remortgage within 6 months. And those lenders that will do a remortgage within 6 months won't accept your position in terms of your credit for another year. So it rules them out for a year. If you went out next week and you bought a property and you immediately mortgaged it, we'd have options, but there's absolutely no guarantee. We're sort of right on the cusp of their criteria that says this is what we accept and this is what we don't, and you're sort of there, or you're on the line of do not accept. So it's pretty much, it's exactly the same scenario. It's probably harder, I'd say, if you bought the property in cash next week and then refinanced it. It's going to be harder because you're asking for a lot of criteria, or you're asking for quite a niche thing, and your circumstances don't allow that. If you come to me and said, Ben, I've got perfect credit, I've got and if you even came to me and said, Ben, I'm 25 years old and I've got perfect credit, it might work, even if you, or even if you didn't have the lettings experience, or it would definitely work on a single unit. If you came to me and said, Ben, I've not got the lettings experience, or I've got the lettings experience, I'm 22 and I've got good credit, it helps us, but it's the bad credit that it just can't. It just goes against us so much. I can't stress how much it goes against us.
Yeah.
And then if we add into the mix that it's a day one remortgage, it limits us so much more. Kent Reliance are an option, but Kent Reliance don't like the defaults and they don't like the missed payments. So we could go to them in 6 months and ask for it, but I know for certain they'd say no, because it's September and we've only just satisfied the default earlier in the month or end of last month. So until that default's been satisfied for 1 year, there's absolutely nothing I can do with Kent Reliance. And then there's perhaps a very, very small number of lenders that might consider a day one remortgage, but almost certainly most of them, if not all of them, won't accept you with a default that's only been satisfied.
So next year, when the default is over, that's literally a big improvement in everything, basically.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay, so let's say this, okay? Next week, I'm gonna find a property, just basic property. I will buy it with a single, just a single buy-to-let mortgage. We just put it through and see if they accept, and then I rent it out. And then basically by the end of next, or like exactly 12 months from now, September next year, I will have good credit. My default is 1 year in the past, and I have 6 months from this property plus 6 months from my previous property, so 12 months experience. So 12 months experience, good credit, and my default is 1 year behind. And then basically next year I should be able to get Kent Reliance and a lot more, basically, right?
Yeah. Yes. I mean, on the surface, yeah.
On the surface. Okay.
Yeah, of course. I mean, there's so much to consider. I can't stress to you, Claudius, that the complexities involved here. It's on the surface, yes. I don't know how, like, I've explained everything, but I mean, I wouldn't. I'm putting my neck on the line here by saying we saying if we can or can't do anything, because basically I'm telling you in one breath we can or we can't, rather, and then 6 months isn't going to change that. It doesn't take 6 months to fix a credit report, and on the surface, yes, because the lender's criteria would suggest that you can, but then there's absolutely no guarantee that Kent will accept you just because the default's older than a year. Your overall credit worthiness is still not very well represented within your credit score, so I can't speak for the powers at Kent Reliance as to what they're going to do with it. They might turn around and say no, we still don't want to do it. So I wouldn't possibly put my neck on the line by committing to a simple yes or no answer.
Okay. So what about commercial lenders?
I couldn't speak for commercial lenders. We've got someone who we work quite closely with who can advise in that area, but I honestly don't know, to be honest with you. Okay.
So what in my position now? What do you think should I do now for my property journey now?
No, as I said to you, Claudius, it's going to be a simple case of, if you can facilitate buying it in cash now, brilliant. But you won't be able to refinance it for 12 months. We could potentially. I don't think we'd be able to get you a mortgage now. and that remains for 12 months. So that the only option you've got, as I said at the beginning of the call, is either explore the residential option, flip it, or put it on a consent to let. You either get a mortgage host or you buy it in cash and then wait until the default and the missed payments drop off, and then you can look at your options in 12 months' time. Those are the three options.
Okay, 3 options. Okay. If I was not to get a mortgage now and just wait for the credit, would that...
Sorry, Claudius, you wouldn't be able to get a mortgage now.
Yeah. Like at all?
No. I wouldn't be able to facilitate that. I could put applications in, but I think it would be in vain because, as I say, we're just asking for too much. I think.
Okay. Does the mortgage host has to be a UK resident or anyone in the world?
Well, if you wanted to do it through us, our network limits us to UK residents or expatriates. So. Yeah, if you wanted to have a mortgage host who was based somewhere in the world, then or somewhere else in the world, then we could pass you onto a trusted third party who might be able to help you out. But unfortunately, we wouldn't be able to.
Okay. Would you be able to put me in touch with the commercial lender that you guys work with, and I could schedule a call with them?
Yeah, of course. Would you like us to put you in touch with the other financial advisor as well for to look at the mortgage host option?
Yeah.
Someone in mind abroad.
Yeah, that'd be perfect.
All right. Well, I'll put all of this information in an email for you anyway.
Okay, Ben. Then thank you very much for that, Ben. I learned a lot about mortgages. Obviously, I'm new to this, so I'm learning a lot with this. And yeah, I'll do my best to get my credit better. I contact British Gas, but worst comes to worst. Okay, would it be viable to just attempt to get a mortgage? I mean, you already mentioned like it's kind of like I'm on the line, right? But there could be, like, is there a slight chance, like 1 in 100?
No, but if I had a handful of options,
Yeah.
I'd probably say yes, but no would be my short answer. I've got the option of 2 lenders, one of which doesn't offer any products. Well, they haven't got any products on the open market at the moment. The other lender, strictly speaking, according to their criteria, doesn't allow people with your credit profile. It would be a case of trying to get a concession. So, I mean, I could go through the motions of speaking to a business development manager and sort of showing them your case and seeing what we can do. But to be honest with you, I wouldn't know what sort of chance we got with it. It's not likely.
Yeah. Okay. Quick question about the mortgage host. You mentioned if I could get a mortgage host, and then basically I would be their personal guarantor for that, for the payments and everything.
Yeah.
But then you mentioned I don't get the landlord experience.
Yeah, so that was if you're not named on the mortgage. So if you're named on the mortgage with the mortgage host is literally just a vehicle to get the mortgage, basically. So if you're on the mortgage together, then of course you're building up landlord's experience together. But some people require a mortgage host in a sense that they require someone to take the mortgage on their behalf and without the main person on the mortgage. So if that was the case, then you wouldn't be building up your experience because you're not on the mortgage and you're not on the property deeds.
Yeah. Okay. And how many properties could I get with a mortgage host?
What do you mean?
Like, could I get like 5 houses or like 10? And could I get a HMO mortgage?
There's it would depend. It would depend on whether you're actually going on the mortgage or not. there's no limit of how many mortgages you have. But again, if you're going on the mortgage with somebody, then I don't know, we're still limited somewhat. So they'll consider both of you, your landlord's experience and stuff like that. It's so difficult to say, Claudius. I can't really explain.
Yeah, okay. You know what, Ben? Yeah, just send me the email with also the contact of the commercial lender, and I'll speak to them, because I know for a fact that commercial lenders, they are more interested in the property rather than the my credit and the bricks and mortar value.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, I'll speak to them. I'll look at the email again and explore the options, and yeah, I'll be in contact probably next week and to see what we can do.
All right, brilliant, perfect. All right then, Claudius, I'll pass your details on to Perminder and the other financial advisor, and we'll go from there.
Awesome, thank you, Ben.
No problems. Take care. Bye-bye.
Take care. Bye. Okay, guys, so I just finished a phone call with my mortgage broker, my independent mortgage broker. Now, at the moment, they said that it would be hard to get a mortgage because I'm under 25. I'm 22. I have not much landlord experience. I did have 6 months when I used to rent out my property in Corby that I used to own. My parents bought it. I lived in it. I rented it out for 6 months. So I have technically 6 months of experience, but they want to have at least 1 year. And then on my credit, unfortunately, there is a default, which I wasn't aware of at all, which I just actually realized a few days ago, which I cleared off, obviously. And then there's a few arrears of like some electricity bills, which I also wasn't aware of, which were always paid off in the past, but just later than the limit, which I don't know, like it's very hard to explain. So basically this limits the amount of mortgages that I can get. But we will be creative here, okay? This is not something where we will be stopped here, okay? Because I am unstoppable, so we will find different ways to deal with that. I have to speak with some more people, such as commercial lenders. And I mean, if we do rent-to-rent or purchase lease option agreements, I don't need a mortgage, so I could technically easily get 100 houses on a purchase lease option, or I don't know, 200 rent-to-rent apartments. So we will be creative here. Comment down below if you have any ideas or suggestions on what I could do. I will go through them. Obviously, it's a very long video, but I hope you got some insight. This is the real world, guys. Okay, this is the real world. But the time is working in my favor, because next year I'm gonna have a lot better credit. I'm gonna have more landlord experience. I'm gonna be 23. So, and then more and more mortgages open up. To be honest, guys, I am very reluctant to buy a property with a deposit and mortgage anyway, because why buy a property if I can control the property on a purchase lease option agreement and still benefit from the cash flow and the appreciation? So you know what I mean? I'm not even sure if I want to buy many houses, like in terms of residential buy-to-lets, but yeah, we'll make this happen. I'll keep you guys updated. Comment down below, subscribe, hit the ring bell, press the like button for more videos. I try my best to give you as much insight as possible in the real world, and yeah, it's gonna be fun, guys. It's gonna be exciting. All right, thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you in the next one. Peace out.